Hey everybody, welcome back to Isabel's World Tour. Um, so I have one person that watches my stuff that shout out Emancipator. One of very few people that actually care about like the shit that I do on YouTube. You know, they're not like a huge fan or anything, but you know, mildly invested, I would say. Um, and we're pretty good pals. But um, they sort of expressed to me that they prefer the vlogs over the main channel stuff, because it feels more personal, whatever. That's cool, and that's a big part of the reason why I do want to keep the vlog channel going concurrently. And I think what I'm gonna do here is just like stuff that is more like personal and because you know, if I get an idea that I think can be turned into a video script, that is not going on here. Okay, that is not going on here. But you know, otherwise, pretty much anything goes. So yeah, I want to talk about how I watch anime, just like for clarification, because I think, you know, the way I watch anime is sort of like, I don't know, mildly unique maybe. Like a lot of people just watch every fucking show that comes out every season, or they watch like one or two shows that come out every season because they hear their friends recommend it to them or whatever. And I feel like those are the two biggest groups of people. Correct me if I'm wrong, you know, but I feel like that's like the two most, like the two biggest primary modes by which people watch seasonal anime. And I feel like it might be useful to provide context for my content, and just, you know, all my writings and stuff, just me, you know, my stuff, my anime stuff, to know how I watch anime. Jesus Christ, it's taken a while to get to this point, but you know, whatever. um, so, basically, essentially, how I watch anime is sort of like a middle ground between those two things. Where essentially, I go onto the seasonal anime chart, and for a while, I watched literally every single show, just to see what they were like. But most of them, I got the exact same impression from. Because most of those fucking isekai shows that come out every season are near indistinguishable to me. So I like I don't know. They're I almost always ended up dropping them after one episode, and I would get literally if I got through one episode. So basically, what I do now is I look at the charts, and I read every description, but I don't. I go by whatever descriptions, like the description, the studio, the what it's adapted from, and the poster and the fucking genres. I take all of that into account, and then I decide, like, if it even slightly piques my interest. If I'm like, maybe this could be okay, I will watch it. So that means I watch about 10% of seasonal anime. So, yeah. Like, for example, right now I'm going through the seasonal chart. I've dropped everything that I've started so far because I've not been super into them, but, you know, whatever. The shows I've watched that weren't... I started out by trying to watch every show, and then I was like, how I used to back in the day, and I was like, fuck it, this is not a good idea. I stopped doing this for a reason. So, the shows that I've actually, like, decided, you know, would be interesting were fucking, House MD, whatever the fuck. I was watching all the winter shows. The Doctor Detective show that came out in winter. that show was bad. But, you know, it had a premise that I was like, okay, this is not... it had the premise and the cover and everything. I was like, okay. And the episodes were like, okay. I feel like I got something out of watching that show. Like, essentially, it's, do I think I will... Not necessarily do I think I'll like it, because I have no fucking idea whether I'll like something or not, based on all those criteria. Because a show could have all those criteria and look like a total shit show, but it ends up being really good. A show could have all those criteria and look really good, and it could be a shit show. So I have no clue whether or not I'm going to like it, unless it's, you know, some fucking insanely generic isekai bullshit. Which, you know, maybe in 2016 I would be more forgiving of, but I truly cannot think of a single way that you could, like, subvert the isekai genre in a cool way in 2025. Like, that's over. Isekais are over. You can't make a good one anymore. It's done. That's not true. But, like, you can't make one of the formula line ones and make it good. You can't do a satire of them because Konosuba exists and other ones that are okay also exist. And so all of the copy-paste formula line isekai shows, you can't even do a parody version of that because they're also... They've been so, they've intersected so far that now all the actual shows are, like, copying the parody shows. So now the isekai formula is to do an isekai parody. And so it's pretty hard to, you can't do, a generic isekai show anymore. You know, unless I hear that it's, fucking amazing. Then I'll check it out, I guess. I very rarely take the MAL score into account because it is there's no common ground. I like some of the shows that they like. Usually they're pretty lukewarm on most of the shows I like. But sometimes they really like the shows I like. Sometimes they hate them. Same goes for me, you know, and the averages. It's totally a fucking drop in the hat. You know, all of this is sort of a drop in the hat. I don't know whether or not I'm going to like a show. So, I don't, you know... I don't just, go in and be like, I'm expecting a fucking awesome show or whatever. I just want to get something out of a show. That's essentially what I'm getting at. If I watch a show and I get anything out of it, you know, that's good. Like that fucking Detective Doctor show. That shit was weird and kind of bad, but it was a little funny, and it wasn't like something I had seen before. And that's getting something out of it, you know? If it's not like something I've seen before, I've gotten something out of it. And, you know, if it is like something I've seen before and it's really good, that also means I got something out of it, obviously, because it's really good. But, you know, I never liked the generic formula line isekai shows. So, I highly doubt one of those is going to come out and be really good at this point. Because, again, not even the parodies are special anymore. Yeah. I think that's all I got to say. Bye. As a quick little addendum, classic shows, I either just feel like watching a show and I just watch it because I know I'm probably going to like it, or I have a list of shows. I have a Google Doc filled with various classic shows that I want to get through in order. Right now I'm going through all the Gainax shows, rewatching the ones that I've already seen and watching ones that I haven't already seen. So, yeah, when I'm not watching seasonal anime, I'm doing that shit.